And we're back here on the GSMC Baseball Podcast, bringing our fifth and final segment for our show today, which is going to be talking about some trade rumors involving the Chicago White Sox outfitter, Tommy Pham. Now, Pham had a very interesting offseason. Of course, was a big-time part of the Diamondbacks team last year that did end up going to the World Series, and had a great first half with the Mets as well, which the Mets got to, of course, portray into a prospect and trade him to the Diamondbacks. So it was great for both teams and just had a really great season, a really great comeback season for the Mets and the Diamondbacks after kind of floating around for a few years, being with the Red Sox, the Reds, the Padres, and just kind of a bunch of teams that weren't the best. And he didn't really have a home, but was really great last year and was a fantastic contributor to two really exciting teams. And signed really while the season was going on with the White Sox, did not have spring training, and was able to immediately go in and become a really solid player for this White Sox team. Now, looking at his stats this year, of course, he has played in 60 games, is 36 years old, has 4 home runs, 16 RBIs, has a weighted runs created plus of 103, an on-base percentage of 339, and WAR of .2 as well. Looking at his hitting stats again, weighted runs created plus of 103, his weighted on-base percentage is .315, and then after that you have a BABIP of 3.29, which is not bad, OPS of 706. So also looking at that, his barrel percentage is down from last year, over 5% down, which is not good. His RDO percentage is down as well. And not great. His expected slugging is higher than his slugging percentage right now, though. So maybe they're thinking, he's not really getting the best of luck, so maybe it's going to be positive for him down the road. I think that's possible. I think Pham is a really good player that is getting a little bit unlucky, but also is, it's just age at this point. I mean, he's 36 years old, plays every day. Whether it's DH or corner outfield, I think at some point the age is going to catch up to you, and it is with Pham right now. So, overall, I still think Pham's a really solid player, and I still think a lot of teams are going to be calling the White Sox phone, trying to get this guy, as I think, honestly, they should. I think, numbers aside, Pham brings a lot to the table. Numbers-wise, though, he is still a good player. He brings a lot of heart to a team. He, is a very good mentor, very good in the clubhouse as far as we've seen. Plays with an edge, is able to pick up a team that, isn't the greatest and kind of get them, get their spirits going, get it all going. I mean, he called out the Mets last year, basically the entire team, for not working hard. So, obviously has a chip on his shoulder always, and I think, honestly, is still a good player that provides a valuable asset to a team. It's just a good, solid veteran hitter that works the count, hits well, and is good in the clubhouse. So, I wanted to go over here and give 4 teams that I thought were very good fits for Pham and just give my thoughts on each one and what I think. So first off is an in-division trade, which it would be, of course, which is the Kansas City Royals. Now, the Royals need corner outfielders, and they need bats, and Pham is both of those, so I think he'll be a really good fit. Pham, I think, will be a very solid 5 to 6 guy in that lineup, really solidify it, and you have some good pieces there. Salvador Perez, Bobby Witt Jr., very good middle-of-the-order bats this year. MJ Melendez, very solid. Vinny Pasquantino, very solid. Michael Garcia, very solid. But I think adding in a veteran presence like a Tommy Pham, guy who's done this before, who's had long playoff runs before, because, you have some veterans like an Adam Frazier, like a Salvador Perez. But other than that, your team is very young, and I still think adding another veteran would be a very good addition. And Tommy Pham, of course, is that. He has a lot of playoff experience with multiple teams, and I think would provide a very, very established skill set to this Royals team. Would hit very nice, and again, that 5 or 6 spot in that lineup, and would just add a lot more depth and length to this lineup. Again, they have a lot of good pieces, but I think you can always use more, especially for this Royals team that has such a good pitching staff. I think you need some good hitting, and I think Pham will be a good fit. Now, I'm not sure if the White Sox be willing to trade Pham in division, but the fact that Pham is on a 1-year deal and is 36 probably won't be a long-term solution to this Royals team. The White Sox are going nowhere this year. I think it will be fine, and I think that it really wouldn't mean much. I'm sure the White Sox Royals could also get a reliever from the White Sox as well, since they're selling maybe a Michael Kopech, a Tanner Banks, someone like that, who also could really help solidify that bullpen. So I think that overall this would be a really good trade for both sides. I think it will make a lot of sense. Both teams have something they need. So, it'll be interesting to see Pham in a Kansas City Royals uniform, and I would be very interested to watch the storyline here that would happen. Next, we're going to be jumping to the National League East here at the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies really need an outfielder. With how Johan Ross has performed this year, I really do think that adding in Tommy Pham will be a really good addition. You could move Brandon Marsh to center field, have an outfield now with Nick Castellanos, Tommy Pham in the corners, Kyle Schwarber at DH, and I think that'll be a really good addition to this team. Of course, with Rojas not playing as well as you would like him to, you do need another bat, and I think adding into Pham to a lineup that already consists of JT Realmuto, Bryce Harper, Bryson Stott, Trey Turner, Alec Bohm, Kyle Schwarber, Brandon Marsh, Nick Castellanos would be absolutely incredible and would add, again, just so much more length to this lineup. I mean, there would really be no resting point for a pitcher. I mean, Bryson Stott hasn't had the best year. Nick Castellanos hasn't had the best year, but at the same time, both are still viable guys that can hit and still have name value around the league that I think would make a lot of people be like, okay, this guy's still really good. So it will be very interesting to end up seeing this Phillies team if they do acquire a corner outfielder, if they do acquire an outfielder whatsoever. And I think Pham would be a really fantastic addition to this team, would be a really good fit, and I'd be very interested in watching him in a Phillies uniform. Atlanta is next, the Phillies' NL East rival, of course. With the injury of Ronald Acuna Jr., they need outfielders, and Tommy Pham fits in perfect. Being able to play him in left or right field would really help this lineup out, and would honestly acquire just a really good guy with a veteran edge that has a lot of playoff experience that is important to a Braves team that, of course, has experience themselves and wants to go at least far into the playoffs. I think Pham overall will be a really good veteran addition to this Braves team, and this Braves team, simply put, doesn't have the best farm system. And being able to acquire a quality player, quality bat like Tommy Pham, who wouldn't cost that much prospects, I think would be a very good fit for this Braves team and would really, really help them out. And again, wouldn't drain the farm system because, simply put, the Braves can't afford to do that. So I think in both those terms, he makes a lot of sense for this team, and I think really would be a very good fit. The Mariners are next. As I said multiple times now, the Mariners need bats, and they need it badly. And I think they need 2 or 3, honestly. Maybe you acquire a guy who's a little, higher on the trade scale, maybe a Jazz Chisholm. But with that, you still need another guy. And I think Tommy Pham would be a really good fit, kind of like I said with the Braves, where you wouldn't drain your farm system, would be just a good, solid add that would maybe cost a guy 10 to 15 range of your farm system rankings, and would provide some good veteran hitting to your team, provide an edge to a Mariners team that needs an edge right now with their hitting core because just people are not performing. And overall, I think would be a very, very good fit for this Mariners team. I think makes a ton of sense for this team, and I'd honestly be very excited to be able to watch him in a Mariners uniform. I think would make a ton of sense, and overall, I think really would be a great matchup of player and team. So I think Tommy Pham to the Mariners would make sense, but going again, I think him to the Braves would make sense, who need a corner outfitter after Ronald Acuna injury. I think the Phillies would make sense after the injury, after the underperformance, I should say, of Johan Rojas, and to the Royals, of course, who always need bats. So that is our show for today, guys. I want to thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to not only get notified when I upload, but when all the other great content creators on this channel do. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. Hopefully you enjoyed the power rankings for today. Also the recap of the All-Star game and Tommy Pham trade rumors as well. Let me know in the comments on a future live stream or in the comments of the YouTube videos that I will post tonight. Just going over your thoughts and what I got right, what I got wrong. So yeah, just let me know all that, and we'll see you after the break. Should not say that. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see what the game throws at us then. Thanks, guys, and bye.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to